Big things are happening in this week's chapter of Dragon Ball Super, the ultimate universal tournament between the 7th and 6th universes is about to begin. This week's chapter was very revealing. We finally got to start learning a little bit more about Champa and his assistant. But before we even get to that, what's the deal with the Dragon Ball Super manga just completely skipping the Frieza arc? The Resurrection of F arc? They completely ignore it. It's all told in a single panel. Did they think it wouldn't be interesting? Did they figure you just rewatch the movie or the anime version? Is the entire point of the manga so that we can have a preview to what's going to happen in the anime version of the series? I'm not really sure, but I was kind of anticipating to see what they were going to change for that arc, but apparently we're just going to have to watch the anime version to see that happen. Otherwise, this is still sort of following the same story, and it does take place right after the end of that arc, so this is technically the first real brand new material that we have seen from Dragon Ball Super, aside from the other scenes where we were formally introduced to Champa and his assistant, who goes by the name of Vados. The name is actually a continuation of the pun of all of the gods of destruction and their assistants being named after an alcoholic beverage, this one being Calvados, which is an apple brandy from France. Champa and his assistant Vados are very similar to Beerus and Whis. Their outside appearances are slightly different, with Champa being a little chubbier and fatter than Beerus, and Whis, of course, being male, with Vados being female. And apparently, they're all brother and sister with each other, which is another really interesting dynamic. I didn't expect that they were actually going to be related by blood, but apparently Beerus and Champa have known each other for quite some time, and they have a very intense rivalry, which mostly revolves around food, not so much how powerful they actually are. Whenever they meet up with each other, they have these big showdowns where they bring these foods from these other planets to try and impress each other, and that actually ends up being the catalyst for the brand new story in this chapter of Dragon Ball Super. And then, of course, you have Vados, who claims to be much stronger than Whis, and that's a pretty bold statement because at this point in the series, Whis is without a doubt the most powerful being that we have seen in Dragon Ball, and for his sister to oh so casually say that she's stronger is a really bold statement. I really wonder if it's true, and I'm not sure to believe it or not, because Whis also claims that that's just not quite true, but an interesting fact is that apparently Vados trained Whis. That's what he states in this chapter, so that does give a little more credence to the fact that she might be more powerful. But what's most interesting about Champa and Vados is that they're actually from another universe. The 6th universe. They are actually the people who take control of that one. And this is where we also get to learn that there are 12 different universes in the Dragon Ball series. Now, this is something that was brought up in the movie Battle of Gods. They sort of completely ignored it in Resurrection of F, and they never really brought it up in the anime version of Dragon Ball Super, but we're starting to learn a little bit more about it now. Apparently, within these 12 universes, there's always 2 that are connected, and the way that you know this is that they will always add up to the number 13, with 6 and 7 being 13. That means that 12 and 1 would also be connected. And these universes also happen to be like mirrored versions of each other, but still not quite the same. In the 6th universe, there is another version of Earth, but apparently it was destroyed and ravaged by war. This is really dark at first, but Goku actually ends up making it funny because he's like, oh yeah, we've done that a couple of times, but, you know, thank God for the Dragon Balls, we've been able to not let that go south too much. Of course, Vegeta, he's the one who wanted to destroy Earth originally, and Vegeta gets all pissed at that fact. Another little cool thing about this chapter, of course, is that Goku and Vegeta are training, and they've already attained the power of Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, which is a ridiculous title, and they finally acknowledge that, and they decide to finally call it something else, and it's real simple. It's just Super Saiyan Blue. Just blue. But here's why I'm so excited about this week's chapter of Dragon Ball Super, and that's because this is going to be the beginning of a brand new tournament arc, which I think are honestly the strongest elements of Dragon Ball. We want to see cool characters, we want to see them fighting. A tournament saga is the best way to do that, and most sagas in Dragon Ball have actually involved a tournament, so this makes perfect sense. What's really cool is the reason that they're having this tournament is because Champa actually ended up trying these ramen noodles from the planet Earth, and he got really excited over the prospect of being able to eat them in his own universe. When he discovered that his Earth was actually destroyed and didn't have these delicious treats, that's when he demanded that Beerus would actually give him his Earth. So they're going to have a tournament to decide who's actually going to be able to claim that. And apparently we're going to have 5 different opponents from every single universe. And this is where the speculation begins. Who is going to be involved in this tournament? Obviously, from Universe 7, we're definitely going to have Goku, we're going to have Vegeta, but who else I would like to see in the tournament? I would frankly like to see Piccolo, I would like to see Gohan, and just to mix things up a little bit, I want to see Majin Buu. I really want to see how strong he has gotten when compared to these other characters, because he really is a monstrous being himself. If they want to be really bold, they'll include one of the side characters that we haven't seen in a long time, like Tien or something, but I have a feeling we're not going to see that. And the most likely candidate of all is probably going to be Gotenks. Pretty much we're going to be looking at Team Saiyan outside of Piccolo, but who knows? There could be another character who just decides to show up out of nowhere who could be completely brand new. I'm really interested to see what they're going to do with this. But the one thing that I'm speculating about the most is that in the alternate version of the 6th universe, are we going to see, like, the other versions of Goku and Vegeta and Frieza? They're just going to be slightly different? Is that actually how this is going to work as well? Is there going to be, like, an evil version of Goku who has, like, a goatee and a mustache? I really cannot wait to see what they're going to do with that, especially because things are clearly different in that other universe with Earth being destroyed. Is there actually an entire planet of Saiyans? Does Frieza exist? Is Frieza really strong? Is Frieza really weak? Are there new characters entirely that we've never seen before? The sky is truly the limit on this brand new tournament arc, and I, for one, could not be more excited. So what's the rundown? On this week's chapter of Dragon Ball Super, we finally got some answers, and it's the beginning of the real first new arc from Dragon Ball Super. This has got me so excited, and yet at the same time I'm also still a little bit wary because the manga version of Dragon Ball Super has been so different. There's no actual guarantee that the anime version is going to follow this story, although I have a feeling that is exactly what they are going to do. The only difference being that the anime version is going to reanimate all of the Resurrection of F stuff, and we're going to see that played out a little differently in that version. And this is actually a good move in many ways, because this will give them the opportunity to sort of buy some time while they create this brand new story, another one that they can actually expand upon in the anime version of the series. A really good decision was that they finally decided to shorten the name of Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan to just simply Super Saiyan Blue or just Blue. Because as funny as it was, seeing Vegeta say that over and over and over at the beginning of the chapter, it got old pretty damn quick. And honestly, the minute they even revealed the name of that brand new form, it was the butt of many a joke amongst Dragon Ball fans, so I'm really glad that they finally decided to nix that. What is really cool, though, is that they are still continuing to train with Whis, and under some extreme conditions. They're not allowed to transform, and at the end of their sparring match, Whis decides to put them in these massive training suits, which basically look like fat suits, so if you ever wanted to see Goku and Vegeta in one of these, it's definitely a great opportunity to see that. It's really funny. But this whole chapter really was just all dominated by the appearance of Champa and Vados, who are really awesome characters who just might be as strong or stronger than Beerus and Whis. And then, of course, we have this big tournament coming up. That's the thing I'm most excited about, just getting to see who the opponents are going to be. And there's only going to be 5 from either side, so this is going to be a very intense tournament. I imagine it's probably going to be like a best-of-5 tournament. Like, this isn't going to be like each side is going to be able to fight each other as well. Think of it like the Dark Tournament from Yu Yu Hakusho. Whoever wins the most matches, their team is going to win. And even if they lose, I think that'd be an amazing twist to seeing what would happen if Champa actually did take control of Universe 7 Earth and switched it with the other one. That would really make for another interesting arc. And you know what? If there was ever an opportunity to bring back Future Trunks, now is the time. I would love to see Future Trunks in this tournament arc. Bring him back with the sword. That would be really unique and really cool. I mean, we're already breaking all types of rules. We might as well bring time travel right back into the series. Otherwise, this was a really informative, fun, hilarious, action-packed, and exciting chapter of Dragon Ball Super, which is the true beginning of the brand new material from this series, and I am really excited. So I loved this chapter. I'm giving it a 5 out of 5, but I really want to hear from you guys, because since this tournament arc is coming up, who do you guys want to see in this tournament from Universe 7? What about Universe 6? Do you want to see brand new characters, or do you want to see like alternate versions of some of your favorite characters? Please tell me what you hope to see in this brand new arc in the comment section below, and get hyped. The next big Universal Tournament is about to begin. Thank you guys for watching my video. Make sure to like it, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys again for watching, and as always, stay stay dandy, baby!